Hi everyone, this is Carol, the dietitian, and this month our talk is going to be about hydration. So with the summer months and the warmer weather, yay, thank goodness that's arrived. I've seen a lot of you out on campus, out and about, enjoying the sunshine in the courtyards. So this is, I thought, was a really good time for us to talk about something that we all do every single day, but sometimes we just don't do it enough, and that is to drink. Our bodies need water to function. 60% of our body weight is water, and 90% of your blood volume is made up of water. You need water to carry out every single function that your body does. You need to replenish your body with fluids throughout the day to keep everything in working order and to prevent one of the 10 most common reasons for hospitalization in persons over 65, and that reason is dehydration. So working up here in the healthcare center, I can just tell you, so many of the new admissions that I get, they're either having been at the hospital for dehydration, or dehydration is one of the complications that led them to have to go to the hospital. So with the warmer weather, it's a good time to talk about hydration. When you are dehydrated, what that means is that your body lacks the fluids in its cells and the blood vessels to operate normally. So you are constantly, throughout the day, gaining fluids from foods that you eat and fluids that you drink, but at the same time, your body is constantly losing fluids just through breathing, urination, perspiration, your bowel movements. Every metabolic function causes your body to lose water. What your body wants is a balance between the two processes, and when that balance is upset, whether you don't drink enough or you excrete too much, you can develop dehydration. So your body loves that equilibrium. It likes to be in balance, and the upset in that water balance causes your body to do several things. First, it signals your brain that you're thirsty. That's the very first thing that your body does. Second, your kidneys, without you doing anything, your kidneys start to concentrate urine, so they're just trying to conserve water. And then more water is absorbed through your bowels and intestines to, again, try to prevent losing water. But the biggest thing is the brain is signaling you that you're thirsty. Thirst perception as an older adult. So when you come in from being outside, you might not even realize that you're thirsty. Your brain is signaling to you, like a younger person, that, hey, I'm thirsty, I need something to drink. That's probably the number one reason. Your kidneys are also less efficient in concentrating the urine, so you're still excreting a lot of fluid as opposed to trying to hold it in as a younger person might. As you age, your bodies just tend to lose water as you age. So you can have, by the age of 80, up to 20% less just water in your body than, say, someone like myself. So your bodies just naturally lose water as you age. Some older adults are worried about urinary incontinence, so they tend to self-limit fluids. Mobility issues might make it harder for you to get from where you're sitting over to the refrigerator or over there to get something to drink, so you tend to go without something to drink. And then probably the second leading cause for dehydration in older adults, the first is the lack of sense of thirst, is the medications and the other major medical conditions that you might have. So medications are a major factor in dehydration, especially those of you who take medications for hypertension and diabetes, okay? Some symptoms of dehydration, or even underhydration, you just need to drink more. You might not be dehydrated, but you're underhydrated, are dry mouth and skin, a low blood pressure, if you feel weak or dizzy, if you're not going to the bathroom, urinating as much, or if your urine is a dark color, or if you become constipated. Those can all be signs of underhydration or dehydration. So the question is, how much water, how much fluid do you need to take in a day? So with most of nutrition, as well as this, there is no set amount. There's no set volume that everybody needs to drink every day and they'll be fine. It varies according to your height, your weight, your age, as well as your medical conditions. If you're a heart patient and you're on diuretics to help control some of the fluid overload, you might not necessarily want to drink as much, or you might have been asked to be on a fluid restriction as opposed to someone who doesn't have a heart condition. But a good rule of thumb is between 1,500 and 2,000 milliliters a day. So you're all thinking, how much is that? So in ounces, that's about 50 to 70 ounces a day, or in cups, that's about 6 to 8 cups of fluid a day. Some of you might benefit from more fluid and some maybe a bit less, but 6 to 8 cups a day would be a really good start. If you factor in heat and humidity, you may need to increase that amount, especially if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time. Okay, so here's the good news. The good news is that you don't have to just drink water to stay hydrated. Foods contribute a lot of fluid to our daily intake, as well as, of course, things we've talked about before: vitamins, minerals, fiber, calories, protein, flavor, and of course, they taste good. So don't overlook that foods can contain a lot of fluid, and you should try to include these foods in your diet. Vegetables like cucumbers. I had to bring pictures for you. Cucumbers, lettuce, celery, zucchini and squash, tomatoes, bell peppers, cauliflower. Those foods are all full of fluid. It doesn't replace drinking fluid, but they are adding fluid to your diet. Fruits are very high in fluid. Watermelon being one of the highest, grapes, berries, especially blueberries, cantaloupes and other melons, peaches, nectarines, pears, oranges, grapefruit, pineapple, the list just goes on. All of those foods are full of fluid. Having a lot of those on hand and using those as snacks, that's going to add fluid to your diet without you even, having to sit and drink a glass of water. A good trick that I try to do in the summer is that I will freeze fruits like berries or grapes or sliced up pineapple. I'll just freeze them on a sheet pan in my freezer, and then later in the evening have a glass of like sparkling water and just throw some of that frozen fruit in there. So it adds a little bit more flavor. Plus at the end you can eat the fruit and it keeps your drink cold. So freezing little fruits that you like and then adding them to some sparkling water. And while I'm talking about sparkling water, I just wanted to, sparkling water is just water that's infused with carbon dioxide to give it a little bit of fizz. And you can buy it as something as plain as club soda, soda water, or seltzer water. Those tend to have no flavor. So by adding that frozen fruit that I talked about, or maybe squeezing in some lemon or lime, that's a good way to like spice up club soda or soda water. And it's a very inexpensive thing. You can also buy flavored sparkling waters that are calorie and sugar free. And I thought I'd talk a minute about that. If you go out to the grocery store, the water aisle has now turned into 2 aisles of water. So besides all the bottled water that you can buy, and the mineral water and the distilled water and the jugs of water, there's entire aisles just dedicated to flavored waters. And what I recommend is, I do like a sparkling water, any of the ones that are calorie and sugar free. You don't need the flavored waters that have extra calories, that have sugar, that have artificial sweeteners. All of these are just examples. This is considered a seltzer water, and it's lime and mint. It's a lime and mint flavored. This is a sparkling water, and it's a cherry flavor. This is a coconut water. It's also sparkling. You can get coconut water that's sparkling or just plain, but it's 0 calories. And then this is a sparkling water as well, and it's a grapefruit flavor. So this is grapefruit, coconut, cherry, and cucumber mint. They're all calorie free. They're all sugar free. They're all very refreshing. And they're just, good options to have around the house if you just want something different. You can also just take regular water from your tap and flavor it yourself. And we're going to be handing out a list of 50 different things that you can maybe try to flavor, some of the water on your own at home, and just keep it chilled in the refrigerator. And we're hoping to get our hydration stations back out across campus over the next few weeks. I know before COVID, you would be able to find hydration stations everywhere, and the chefs would come up with different combinations to put in those hydration stations. So we're hoping to get those back out to you. But in the meantime, you can make your own pitcher of flavored water at home. Caffeine, I just want to briefly mention that caffeine overstimulates your bladder, and it does cause you to urinate more. So in the hot, humid summer, if you can cut back on your caffeine intake, that would be great. I mean, a few cups of coffee or tea are fine, but maybe switch to decaffeinated later in the day. Try to lightly sweeten or go sugar-free if at all possible. Drinking a high sugar drink, even though you're getting the fluids, they can kind of be dehydrating on the backside. I sometimes use, I don't recommend any type of brand, but this is like a decaffeinated green tea. I just make my own iced tea in the summer. I just use decaffeinated tea, boil water, throw some tea bags in it, and then add it to some cold ice water. Put just a tiny bit of sugar, maybe a sprig of mint, and it's just a really nice, refreshing, cheap, great way to hydrate throughout the summer. Don't overlook things like Jell-O. You have Jell-O, you like Jell-O, fruited gelatin, any type of canned or fruits, and go ahead and drink the juice that comes along with it. Juice itself, coconut water, which I mentioned before. Milk is a good source of hydration, and yogurt is almost all water. So if you like yogurt, broths and soups, I think this summer the chefs are going to roll out again some of the chilled summer soups, so those are good to have, as well as popsicles, frozen fruit bars. This is my latest favorite. They're just little frozen fruit bars, very low calorie and lots of fluid in those. Mention briefly that alcohol can be very dehydrating. Again, I'm not saying don't have a drink, but a good rule of thumb is for every drink you have, glass of wine, beer, mixed drink, have a drink that is non-alcoholic as well, whether it be water, sparkling water, something else to go with it. So keep your body hydrated if you are drinking alcohol. It'll help with the side effects later in the day and hopefully, prevent dehydration for you. So I'm going to wrap it up with just a little thing about a quick way that you can get in 6 to 8 ounces of fluid a day without having to put a whole lot of thought into it. So when you get up in the morning, have a glass of water. With your breakfast, have something to drink. Coffee, tea, juice, milk, all of the above, whatever you want. In the mid-morning, maybe pick a snack that's a fluid-rich snack, a piece of watermelon, some grapes or fruit. Have a drink with your lunch. In the afternoon, do the same thing. Have a drink and maybe a hydrating snack. Might be a good time to have a popsicle. Have a drink with dinner, and then later in the evening before you go to bed, again, drink your beverage of choice. I'm not saying you have to keep water right at your bedside, but have something to drink before you go to bed. And without really thinking about it, that's 6 to 8 ounces of fluid, probably more in any given day. So just remember, your bodies are mostly made up of water, and we don't have an endless supply of it, and we need to constantly replenish it, okay? Fluids and many foods are your body's best sources of water, and every single thing that you do works better when you're hydrated, from moving around, your digestion, to your thinking, your speaking. Everything works better with water. So anyway, stay hydrated. Oh, I wanted to show you one more thing. Sorry. I always try to look for something fun for you. So this time, when I was at the store, I found a new melon, and it's called a lemon melon, or a lemon drop melon. So hopefully Alex can see this, but it just looks like, obviously, I think, a cantaloupe from the outside, except it does kind of have a yellow stripe down it instead of a green stripe. But when you open it up, instead of a cantaloupe color, it looks like a honeydew. So it's green. And if you smell it, it smells like a cantaloupe, looks like a honeydew, but when you go to eat it, it's sour. It's not sour, but it's very tart. So hence the name, a lemon drop melon. So it's just a new little melon that I found out there to try. I'm gonna cut it up for dinner tonight on top of a salad, see if I can talk my husband into eating it. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I hope you all are staying safe and healthy out there and have a great summer. Thanks.